car accident, they're dead. The body's dead. They cannot recover organs. Because the second the organs don't have oxygen or blood flow to them, they start dying. So you can't take a dying organ and put it into another human being, because that organ has died. On a medical level, I can't even think of the word, the cells have deteriorated, so they cannot transplant those organs. A lot of people don't know that. So out of 55,000 deaths in our hospitals in Southern California in 2012, is the last number I have, how many people do you think were able to be donors of all of those? Take a guess. How many? Okay, we're more close. Less than 400. That's it.
Wow.
So people think organ donation, if I sign my pink dot, it's almost like chances are so rare that someone's going to be a donor. So what do we have to do? Educate the community that they're not going to take your organs out unless you're brain dead. It's not going to happen. They're not going to take them. Your family has to consent to it. Okay? So we have to find every opportunity that's available out there for someone that meets that criteria and educate their family and let them know what their loved one can do for others. That they are gone, they're not going to come back, their brain ceases to work, no matter what the medical, they're going to die. That body will eventually cardiac arrest. It's inevitable. Medical technology has proven that that's what's going to happen. So when they approach these families, they hope that they've been educated somehow, or they've seen the message during life, they've seen something about organ donation. And about 30% of the time, the people say no. Families say no. So out of all those people that we have opportunities for, 30% say no. About 70% say yes to donation. And of those 70%, about 40% have signed up on the registry. So they've already made their first known wishes. So they have the pink dot, they've registered that that's what they want to have happen in their body. In case there's an opportunity.
Let's say if I decide to be a donor and will no longer have anything to say, can the family take that, say no and refuse to do it?
If you signed up on the registry, which is your first person consent, they cannot. It's your wishes. Now that's happened in cases though, where it has come up. When in fact, I had worked for the recovery agency for about 3.5 years, and I had a case at St. Joe's Hospital. It was a family from El Salvador, and he had had a heart attack, and they didn't revive him fast enough. Okay, so he had an oxy event, brain or oxygen deprivation of the brain, so his brain had died. He had signed at the DMV, he checked the box and said, yeah, I want to be an organ donor. His wife didn't know that he had done that. So she literally stood at the door of his room and said, you're not going to remove my husband's organs. So what we did, very slowly, very carefully, educated her. She was Catholic. We had a priest come and talk with her. We actually had her go to her church. Had her go to the El Salvadorian consulate and talk with them. And the El Salvadorian consulate said to her, what a way to honor your husband. To know that his life goes on in somebody else and he saved somebody else's life. What more can you show compassion for that? She came back to the hospital about 2 days later, and she said, I don't agree with what my husband said did, because he didn't tell me, but I'm going to honor it. And he became, I think, a 3-organ donor. So it's pretty incredible. So they take the time that the family can come up and save, but it puts the hospital or the organ for criminal organization in a weird place, because they want to honor your wishes, but at the same time, they want to respect the family as well. So they try and figure out a way to work it.
And the best thing you can do when you decide to register is let your family know. Because nobody wants to have these conversations. Nobody wants to talk about death. We all want to just go on with our lives. So the best thing you can do is talk to your family, let them know what your decisions are. To see a donor family in a situation where, a mom just got a call in the middle of the night because her 17-year-old daughter's on the way home from prom. Now she finds out she's in the hospital. She goes to the hospital. She's not thinking about organ donation. She wants her daughter to live. All of us want us to go on. We don't want that to happen. But for this mother, when she found out that her daughter wanted to be a donor and they had talked about it before and they knew what the decisions were, it made that decision for her easier because they talked talked about it, she knew that her daughter was a very kid-giving person, that she would do anything for anybody. So it really gave her a sense of comfort knowing what her daughter wanted. For these families, like Craig said, who struggle, you're in your highest moment of grief trying to decide what to do. For a donor family to see their loved one, because they're on a ventilator, they're warm to the touch, and it's really hard to understand brain death and that your loved one's not coming back. So we spend a lot of time with the families letting them know the difference between a coma and brain death, and that your loved one is not going to come back. It's not, and we really mentor the families and make sure that they're in a good place and they understand the decision that they're making. Through organ donation, one person, just by saying yes to donation, one person can save up to 8 lives. So you could impact up to 8 people just by saying yes. Through tissue donation is not life-saving, it's life-enhancing. So you could actually enhance the lives of up to 50 people. You have burn victims. Have any of you had a tooth replaced or an implant or anything like that, or an ACL? Those come from donors. So because a family was generous enough to give you a gift, you're able to move on. So it really is so important that you talk to your family, you let your family know. We want to talk to Alani and Deanna about setting up an e-campaign where you can have your own individual link. So you can send it out to friends and family, and it's donatelifecalifornia.org/Kana Pipeline. You can send it out to
clients and
everybody.
vendors.
Yep. But it's a great way. We can tell you actually how many people have registered because of your efforts. It's a great thing to do. I know we're short on time, so I want to leave you with one story. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I know you just ate, so don't fall asleep on me. I want to ask you to close your eyes just for about 30 seconds.
No cheating.
And I want to tell you a story about a man named John. John was blinded in a chemical accident. He had been married, bought houses and things like that, went to work one day, was in a chemical accident, and all of a sudden his wife got a call saying, your husband's in the hospital, he's blind. John was blinded for 30 years. You can open your eyes. You've only had your eyes shut for about 30 seconds. He was blinded for 30 years. In that time, his wife had 2 children that he never saw. He had grandchildren that he never got to see. And because of the gift of a cornea transplant from somebody who said yes to tissue donation, 30 years later, he received corneas and he was able to see again. And when they took the bandages off of him in the hospital, he looked at his wife and he said, the years have been good to you. He hadn't seen her in 30 years. And then he turned over and he looked at his grandkids and he was speechless. He'd never seen them before. So we have the power to save lives, to enhance lives, and really make a difference. So that's what we're asking you today, is to talk to your friends, talk to your family, reaching out to your vendors. It really will make a huge difference, and we truly appreciate what you do. Just one person can make a huge difference in somebody's life. And like Craig said, it's not that one person you're saving, it's the whole family. So you really can make a big difference. Sorry to make you cry. Should have brought our Kleenex.
I don't know if everybody knows how to register. Can you go through that a little bit?
Yes, so there's 2 ways to register. We had a PowerPoint, but I want to make sure we get you through. There's a link at the bottom of your sheet that says donatelifecalifornia.org. So if you have not signed up already, you can go on today. Go on to donatelifecalifornia.org. It's our online registry. This is where you can put all your information in. This makes you an official organ donor. You can also check yes at the DMV, but many of us, I'm not going to be at the DMV for another 4 years, hopefully another longer than that, right? Nobody wants to go to the DMV. So the Donate Life California registry, you can go on today, you can sign up, you can register. There are ways to put limitations. Some people, this is a personal choice. So if there's things you don't want to donate, you can limit, or you could just say, take it all. If I pass away, please take it all. That's how you actually register, and this is the link that we want to add Kana Pipeline to it. If you go to the DMV, or you're going to be going shortly, they're going to ask you a question. It's number 7. Do you want to become an organ and tissue donor? You just check yes. Once you get your driver's license, you'll know that you're on the registry. You only have to register once. Once you're on the registry, your decision is made. The nice thing about the online registry is after you register, it gives you a link, and you can actually put in friends, families, email addresses, and it'll automatically send your friends and family an email that says, hey, I just registered to be an organ and tissue donor. Have you thought about it? If so, click here. It's a really easy way to let people know. And if it's kind of you're not sure if you want to tell your family or not, this is a good way to tell them without, you're having the conversation via email, which seems to be the way we are now.
Here you say there is gonna be on Kana pipeline, there's gonna be a link.
Yeah, I'll
that
work
we
on
can
it.
get to.
I'll
Yeah.
take care of that
So we
for all
can-
of us.
We can actually do it through there.
Yeah, so what we can do, we can work with Leilani today. We can actually set it up this afternoon when we go back to the office, and then we'll send you the link. You can send it out to everybody, and then you just click on the link and you register right there.
That way everybody knows that we're working.
Yes.